We're going to talk about the profile, which is a really important part of supporting and maintaining the RallyPoint system. To get to the profile, once you log in, you can always click your name in the top right hand corner of the screen. When you click your name, this screen will show up. And basically, this is your profile. We have 4 tabs. We have the Profile tab, the Locations tab, the Check-in tab, and the Print tab. Also, we have the ability to print out your profile. You can see which department you're in, and you can also see whether or not you're checked in. You can update your name, first and last name. You can add a nickname. You can use a member ID number as well as a passcode. Where you can edit your passcode if you need to do that. You will see your department, your facility, title. Of course, I can even upload a photograph if I want to upload the photograph. Select the photo that you want, and when you hit save, it will upload the photograph. A couple other things: it will tell you the last login date, the last check-in date, what your current location is in terms of where you're at. If you do need to change this, you can change this here. The date you may return to, that you can return to work, any skill sets you have. If you don't have skill sets and you'd like to change that, you might want to check with your administrator, your manager, and of course any member groups that you belong to. Most of this information that you find in here is going to be preloaded from your HR group. We do the automated uploads to get most of this information on the initial implementation of the system. I'm going to scroll down. A couple other things you're going to see here is your text messaging and your voice enabling system. Basically, you can add as many phone numbers in here as you want. We can actually delete some numbers. I'm going to go ahead and delete a number. If you want to delete, you just hit the delete, click update and save, and it will remove that phone number from the list. If I want to add a number, I can come in here, 225 767 3445. You can choose whether it's a work number, a private number, or if you use that number for both work and private. Whether or not you want to enable texting, and whether or not you want to enable voice messaging. This allows you to receive voice messages on this particular phone system as well. Again, I can hit update and save. And now you can see that's the new number that I just added. The test button will actually send a text message to your phone, and it will tell you the phone number that you're going to send the message to. You hit continue, and it will send you a message. So I do recommend that if you are adding in your phone numbers, that you might want to go ahead and make sure that the text messaging system is enabled and is working properly for your phone number. I can also add as many email addresses in the system. Hopefully we'll have gotten some of your email, at least your corporate email address, from the automated import routine, in which case we'll have a work email address. If you want to add a private email or something that you use for both, you can add that again. Again, if I want to delete, I can just click on the ones that I want to delete, and if I want to add a new email, I can just keep adding it, click update and save, and that will add an additional email. This is your dependents area. In the dependents area, you're going to want to put in your spouse, your children, and even your pets. The pets are pretty important to make sure that you put them in there. A lot of hotels won't accept a pet, and if your office, for whatever reason, if they're trying to help procure a living space for you or a hotel, knowing whether or not you have pets that you're going to have to deal with is pretty important. Any additional phone numbers or email addresses for any of those individuals in your family that you want to record here. Again, this information isn't mandatory. It's good to have in case for some reason they can't get in touch with you as a primary. They might be able to get in touch with one of your children or your spouse in the event of an emergency. It's also nice to have this information on hand so that if your spouse or your child calls and is trying to get information about your location or your safety, they can go in here and see, if that person is related to you. Maybe check the phone number and the email address on file just to make sure that they're giving information to somebody that you trust. So, anytime you add this information, I can add new ones here. I just fill this form out. I hit the update and save button. It will add as many as I choose to add here. So this is your profile. Profile is very important to keep filled out and up to date. And you want to make sure that you really spend a lot of time, at least twice a year, going through your profile, making sure all the information is accurate. And of course, this is the area that actually makes our system, so powerful. So make sure that your employer has spent a lot of effort employing RallyPoint and providing a tool that allows you to be in contact with your office at all times in the event of an emergency. Make sure that you do your part in providing accurate information in your profile so that everybody can stay in touch with people on a more efficient level than having to do things in a more manual system. So again, this is your employee profile. Make sure that you keep that up to date. The Locations tab is where you actually add all of the locations into the system. I can delete locations. I can, you want to add, right here you can see I have my brother's house, I have the Holiday Inn, I have my home address, my mother's address, and my work address. So, it's very easy to add new locations. I basically come over here, I can type in a location name. So let's just say mother-in-law, and I can put in her address. And of course, if I wanted to put in postal code, accurate addresses are pretty important because, again, let's say your automatic draft for your check is down for whatever reason and the company needs to mail you a check. Having this information in this system and completely up to date is extremely important so that they can mail correspondence to you. We also have a default location. This is the default home location. If you notice here, we have the little house. That's actually your residence. So the house defines where your permanent residence is. It's not where you're currently at, but it is where your permanent residence is. If you notice this screen here, this location is green. That's the same location that we chose earlier. That was where you are currently staying. So the green location is going to be where you're actually at. And that's our profile and our locations. If you want to see how to check in, you can see the other video for the check-in process.